Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson, and I am channeling the Man in the Moon. So, I do want to make a couple of points here. One is that next week, on my Wednesday, 10 a.m. here in South Australia, I will be doing a live reading. You can tune in, I think, in, for example, Ohio, that would be 8:30 p.m. I just took the middle of the country and figured out the time. So hopefully you can go to the little meeting planner website. It'll tell you the time differences and figure out your time for wherever you live. It should be evening, obviously, in most parts of America. The two other things I want to point out is that Anne and Anita, these two amazing women who are channeling now, they really are achieving fantastic things. It's life-changing stuff. Don't hesitate to take a look at my website and contact them directly. I will also be putting up blogs, not only from them, but for myself. But give me a little bit of time to do this. I'm not the most technical person. It should be there by Monday at the very latest. I'm being real skeptical of my talents here, technically. Keep in mind also, I do private readings. If that interests you, just take a look at my website. It's pretty self-explanatory, but by all means, if you want, send me an email and I will fill in the details. Today, I want to look at Hope Hicks, and I kind of get a feeling that I should take a look at Donald Trump's latest blunder. Yes, I will accept illegal help from foreign entities. There's no real, veil between Trump and his motives, is there? But maybe we can go a little further, right? Let's take a look at, first of all, Hope Hicks. It just popped into my brain today that I should look at her. Hope Hicks. Oh boy, she is worried. She's looking really worried, very tearful. Yeah, so imagine this image, you guys. This is very interesting. Imagine somebody's wearing a necklace of tears. That's what it looks like. It's so vivid, and she's kind of crying into her hand. She's got some real worries here, and I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to go to prison either if I were Hope Hicks. Obviously, no one wants to go to prison, but, she will not do well behind bars. So let's take a look then. Can you tell me more about her? Why is she so upset? She is very worried. I do see prison. She is very worried about going to prison. What she knows is hot stuff, and if she lies about it, she knows what the consequences are. You may or may not know this, but Hope Hicks's father was he was a lawyer for the tobacco companies to defend them against these lawsuits. So you know where her ethics come from. But she is talking to a lawyer who's her father, who's warning her, you gotta follow the law. But she's, okay, I see prison. And it's been this back and forth pull between listen to Donnie, go to prison, like, whoa, which one should I do? It's been a tough nut to crack. I think now it's coming to me that she really wanted out of there. By the time she left, she knew, I better get out of this White House fast. I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. One more word, I'm in serious trouble. And she's there thinking, I stayed, way too long. I should have gotten out right away when I knew this stuff was happening. She did say things that were indicative of her knowledge of illegal acts. So she knows a lot. Yeah, this is maybe not so important, but I have this feeling from Hope Hicks that he hit on her. Like, he was always scoping her and looking her up or down and stuff like that, and, she didn't stop it or do anything about it or walk away or, quit or say, that's inappropriate. She didn't do any of those things. And, it's hard to have sympathy for her because she had the power to do something like that. It's not like she couldn't get a job. But what is Hope? What specifically, Spirit? What is she worried about? Oh, it's funny because like a little bird told me she's in the White House and a little bird is telling her something. Okay, what's the little bird saying? Oh, she's a little bit intuitive herself. And she understands that she can anticipate where this is all going. She thinks Trump's in serious trouble and he's going to pull her down with her, which is why she's willing to go and talk about him. She knows where this is going. And she's getting a little bit angry at the fact that he put her in this situation. So, And I think that he's made her angry, a little bit more angry, because he's pressuring her and putting her in this very uncomfortable position. So she's feels like she's turning on him a little bit. But mostly she's just scared. She's from a pretty elitist background, but she's been around the block. She's not a dummy. She knows what's going on here. She thought this. You know how sometimes you see those guys juggling a bunch of plates? She thought, well, Trump can probably juggle all these 10 plates at the same time. He can keep the press off balance. He can keep the people off balance. He can fool Mueller. He can do this. He can do that. And then one day, one of the plates broke. And she took one look at that and she goes, uh-huh. I'm not going to be the fall guy for this one. So what does Hope know specifically? Trump Tower meeting, that's one thing that she knows a lot about. That's not necessarily intuitive. I think everybody knows that, but it is coming through as intuition. So I see her in the plane, and she's there, and she's making the sort of rewrites and the plans of that Tower meeting. She knows all the details about that. It's really ironic that Trump just came out and said, I would accept, foreign influence. And here she is going, yeah, yeah, you would. I know about that. So it's not going to be a big revelation when I tell everybody that, guess what you did. But she knows Trump's a fool and that he's just blown his cover. In an interesting way, Trump got this in advance. He figured out what Hope was going to talk about. Did she call him up and say, oh, they called her up and said, hey, what are you going to talk about? Yeah, I see her on the telephone. And again, she's very uncomfortable, but she told him, she's like, well, Trump might want to cover this base. That's why he went on television and said that. He is covering his bases. It was not accidental. He said that on purpose to make it seem like, oh, everybody does that. It's no big deal. To warm us up before she goes and says it in the interview before Congress. Wow. Okay. Anything else that she knows? Well, she knows a lot about his relationship with Melania, because those two did not get along. Melania did not like Hope Hicks being around. Right? She was his next potential wife. She didn't want anything to do with her being in that place. So she did a lot of catty things, I think. Anything else that Hope knows? That's maybe more political. A lot. I mean, this is what I see. It's like they've cast a net over Hope Hicks. And I mean, I get Mueller's cast a net. She's already told him all of the things that she's going to tell Congress. There isn't that much that's new. But he's already caught her. I wonder if Hope Hicks might be one of these people that's at least going to be interviewed for these future indictments. So she's really out in front of this to try to manage it and try to show herself up as an honest person, as an honest broker. Because, even if, no matter what, she's going to be facing her own situation, maybe not direct charges, but she would be a witness against others in criminal acts. So she's trying to get out ahead of this. And she's no fool. I mean, she and her parents have had this conversation. she's a rich white lady. I mean, come on, she knows she's from the most powerful 0.1% of the society. She knows how this is going to roll downhill, and she doesn't want to be the one that gets, mauled over. And what about Trump? So, Spirit, is that why I was seeing Trump when I kept thinking of Hicks? Is it because of this? Is it because of this sort of he knows about what Hicks is going to say? Is that the deal? Yeah, that's why. This wasn't. He's not that kind of idiot. He didn't just go out and say that for nothing. He said it to soften the ground for the next tree he's going to plant. Like, everybody breaks the law, so it's okay that I broke the law. You notice Trump does that a lot. Is there anything else that we need to know about Trump for today? Look, I see a candle, and it's going out. So the candle is like not all the way burned down, but it's snuffed out. I think this was a major blow. And we don't yet know how big the blow is, but we will fairly soon. This time, I think he might have gone a little bit too far, saying that the foreign power. Obviously, he's gone too far, but this time it's like too far, even for some diehards, Republican supporters. That he can't go. He can't say that. He can say, "Hey, let's break into somebody's email. Hey, I'm not doing it. I'm just joking around." But he can't say that this is okay as a rule, because we're facing a next election. Now what's going to happen? So one more question, Spirit. Did Donald Trump really win? Is there something up with Florida? Let's ask this in a different way. I'm getting strange images. Were the Russians able to manipulate the elections themselves, not just the people, but the numbers? So I'm getting Putin at a typewriter. That is a man manipulating an old school typewriter, like tick, 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 tick. I'm getting that. It might even be almost like a communications device, almost like I forget where you do that when you have this old school way of teaching over the wire, communicating over the wire. That's what I kind of get. I think that these numbers and things were communicated to Putin by, I think Manafort gave Misfud some numbers, and when they did that, that was their real manipulation. I don't quite get that it was actually the numbers. It was more psychological, the warfare that we understood already to be true, which is Facebook and other types of ads. Okay, so thanks so much for watching.